So let's talk about what happens when white attaches and creates an enclosure. You may remember, I'm not sure if it's been in this branch or not, but this shape here on the 4-4 line is the most efficient way to definitively guarantee a corner for yourself when you have a stone on the 4-4. And so it still works in this position. This move therefore allows white to take the corner. Also, it is sente because it threatens to link white up to this stone. If black doesn't respond, white will get this move down here. And then from there we see this doesn't work because white has options to poke through that because of that there. So that move is sente. Now black has to respond.
Interestingly, black typically does not respond by playing this descent. This is nice. It kind of opens up the corner a little bit yet, but it allows white to play this move here, which might still seem isolated, but because this is so open, black can't hane, because if he does, white will just push a few times after black maybe tries to block him in. White will peep and then push out. So white will have enough room for one eye here, and now look how isolated this line of black stones is. So it becomes a capturing race for this group and this group, but white has enough space to get one eye, which means that white has the advantage, which is a principle in Go. If you're ever in a capturing race and it's one group has an eye or enough room to make an eye and the other group doesn't, chances are that the group that has the eye is going to win the capturing race. So this is advantageous for white. So therefore black can't just descend here and try to cut off white's group. And because of that, black has to extend, white extends, again the same issue here, so black extends again, and then white can jump, and that's plenty of room to live. Right. So in this case, we see black needing to protect
still owing a move.
Because remember, the point of this was to make a large moyo. So if black lets white get this push, he's letting white interfere with his original plan. So therefore, black owes a move. And this ends up being very good for white. So since that's the case, this descent here doesn't really work. Therefore, black almost always plays here. This is nice because you see how isolated this white stone is now. This white stone is almost certainly going to die, but also black is looking like he's getting some good solid territory, a nice extension from his cornerstone.
I forget, where's white?
White hane's at the bottom.
Okay. So white does still do the move that threatened to link up, and so that's what he's going to still try to do. And
he effectively has linked up with this move. Black can't hane here because of the cut, and if this happens, then that
whole thing.
So because of that, black just does as much as he can, and you see now that this is threatening to link up with this black stone. But we said earlier that this white stone was dead, and in fact it is, because while white gets all these push moves for free, this stone just can't be saved in this position. Nevertheless, it's just one stone, so it's not that big of a loss for white.
Right.
Whose turn is it here at this point?
At this point, it's white's turn.
It's white's turn, okay.
And I think the Joseki ends, right?
Yeah, this Joseki ends here, but the cool thing about this Joseki is that there's follow-ups. So let's evaluate from here. What's white
Talk about
going to do, and what did white get?
Well, so at the end of the Joseki, first of all, you see that white got a pretty nice corner. White, it comes away, it's white's move, and white has, like you said, good follow-ups.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. So this is white wouldn't necessarily play this right away.
Right.
So the one thing white gets is white
Yeah,
gets
I mean, he'd
Sente.
probably
Yeah. He'd either split, or he could actually invade in the
invade, or
3-3.
we talked about that a little bit, but
Later in the game, white can play here, and you notice that if black ignores it, white can, well, it just extends, right? And then white's basically out and has split these two groups. So black can't ignore that move. Instead, black has to capture in a really, really slow-looking gote kind of move, allowing white to hane once more on the top. So now, white got Sente, white got a huge corner, and white was able to kind of isolate this group on the side of the board. And look at this. This could be nice later.
yeah, he's got that supporting stone over there. This looks super kind of over-concentrated for black, right?
Yeah, over-concentrated. This is still invadable at the 3-3, at the very least. So overall, this is good for white.
Right.
In every way, because of white gets Sente. So I mean, this is missing a move, right? So white would probably have a move here already.
Right. So it almost, I don't know, would you say it feels like black owes a move to come back and play this? I mean, I guess it would depend on the board, but...
Depend on the board. In this position, black would probably sacrifice that stone to get something else. Maybe try to split this, cut this off so it's not as big a territory in the future. But now black is playing catch-up.
Right.